Hey treasure hunters, welcome back to 12 Box Treasures. My name's Trav, and today we're going to step right into 2021. We got a brand new year. Back in 2020 was our first full year of doing content for you guys. So we ended up getting 115 subscribers, over 5,300 views, 14,000 minutes of runtime, of watch time, and 361 likes. So that's not too bad for the first year, and that's all thanks to you guys. So a little update on the G.I. Joe Cobra Island Viper hunt. We keep coming up short. We keep basically not finding anything. But one of the cool things is I was actually able to meet a really cool guy out in our local community. We ended up opening up the store on January 1 on the release drop date. We walked through the store. I went one way, he went the other way, and we ended up meeting at the aisle. And we were real cordial, and we talked and spent a little time talking about G.I. Joes and Cobra Island. And we ended up leaving on a bus. But the funny thing was we ended up meeting the very next day on January 2. So we went through the same process. I was able to actually meet his wife, and we had a really cool conversation. We talked, came up empty, but we ended up meeting Mr. Jason Vance. So he is now a member of our community, and he's a member of my local community. So we're both out there looking for some Cobra Island, some G.I. Joe Cobra Island Target exclusive Vipers and Fireflies. So that's one of the things I keep telling everybody, to be kind to one another. Just be nice, man, and you'll actually meet some really cool people, and you'll actually be able to have more sets of eyes out there looking for the stuff that you want, and I'm actually out there looking for stuff that he wants. So, hey, I'm living it. I practice what I preach. Over the holidays, over the Christmas, one of our content members, Mr. Jeremy Worrell, hit me up. This is the same guy that we bought the modern G.I. Joes from in one of our previous videos, and he basically just hit me up and was like, hey man, I got some freebies for you, and ended up dropping by the crib and picked them up. And what he ended up doing is he ended up giving us some loose Joes that he just happened to find that thought we'd be interested in. Of course we are. Thank you very much. And the real surprise that was a great freebie were these two vintage G1 Transformers. And if you know anything about Transformers, and I am definitely not an expert, you go, oh man, he got a V1 G1 Bumblebee. Yeah, that's a Bumblebee, but this is a cliff jumper Bumblebee because of the spoiler. So this car should be red, but this is the yellow Bumblebee cliff jumper. So this one, it's out there. You can get it. It's a little more rare, but it's not gonna break the bank. But I think it's about a $15-20 figure. So he just ended up giving us stuff to us because we ended up hooking up and having a really good conversation. Be nice to one another. You can make friends, and friends help each other out. So we're going to end up doing something special for him at a later date. So we have covered what we did in the first year. We covered some freebies. We covered meeting a new content member and a new friend in our local community and in this content community out there looking for them G.I. Joe Cobra Island Vipers. So we're going to keep the hunt alive on that. So one of the things I wanted to share with you guys is something I've had for quite a while. I don't know if you've noticed it in the videos. We picked these things up a while back. Pure nostalgia. If you're an 80s kid, 80s, 90s kid. We picked these up in a big lot. It was a big box of the little toys from McDonald's that you get. All kinds of them back from the 80s and 90s. Well, the whole reason we bought the lot was because it had McChangeables in it. And if you don't know what McChangeables are, this is the McDonald's version of like a Transformer. This one don't have the lid, but they did two versions of these. They did one that is robots, and they did one that is dinosaurs. So we ended up getting a mixture of both. These things run about $10 a piece. Let me turn around for you. So we got a burger, a cup, fries. So these things run about $10 a piece. Ended up getting the whole box for 30 bucks. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different ones here. And I think I got about another 5 or 6 over there that's on the shelf that are duplicates. These things, if they're running $10 a piece, I got about $160 worth of these things right here for free. I mean, so I paid $30 for all of them. So, if I ended up selling 2 or 3 of them, I broke even and I got to keep a bunch of stuff. So that's one of the tools and tactics that I use when I'm purchasing, or I'm trying to get stuff. I may buy a big lot and trade a couple things off. Occasionally I will sell something to somebody, but that's not what I'm in it for. But sometimes it is good to sell stuff because it does kind of even things out. But I got nothing in these things, so they're really cool. The drink cup turns into a little dinosaur, so it's pretty cool. These things are real nostalgic to me because I remember when these things came out. See, here's a dinosaur. They're very simple to execute. My favorite ones are the hotcakes. I like the hotcakes. Transformer, whatever you want to call it. That's the pterodactyl. So that's really cool. And then this one turns into a robot. So whether you leave them on your shelf in food mode or you turn them into beast mode, it's completely up to you. But they're really cool. And then anytime anybody sees them and they know what they are, it's always one of those things that people grab because you can't hurt this. I mean, kids can play with it. Kids have been playing with it for 25, 30 years and ain't hurt it since because there's no fragile pieces to these things. So, I mean, they can take a beating and keep on going. So, it has been a tremendous year this year. We have made a lot of new friends. We have made a lot of new subscribers in our content channel. We have picked up a ton of stuff this year. A lot of stuff we didn't get, but we're still out there looking for it. And we're going to get into this thing. If you look back, I picked this up in hopes of recarding it because I got the complete figure and card on the marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace. So we ended up getting with Beggar King Toys to get a new card or to get the bubble. So we have the bubble now. Due to COVID, it took them 2 months to get it to me. So we ended up getting a couple of extras too. So I'm going to do a little tutorial and share that experience with you guys and give you the end product. I've kind of already messed with it a little bit. So I think it's going to really look really good. And you're not going to really be able to tell that it's got some leftover of the original bubble. So after we get it together and get it lined up pretty perfect, I'm trying to get it for you. I think it's going to look out pretty good, and the new bubble is going to cover up the old bubble leftovers pretty good, so you're not even going to be able to see it. But one of the things we're not going to be doing, we're not going to be selling it, so it's going to go up on the peg wall for our own collection. So let's try and double our subscribers this year. Let's try and get that thing up to, say, 330, and keep sharing content. Leave us comments. If you think we did a good job, give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Always remember, leave something on the shelf for the peg for the next guy, because the next guy may be you and it may be me. So if you're out there looking for them Cobra Island Vipers and Firefly and all the G.I. Joe classifieds coming out, just leave one for the next guy, because we all want one, and it's hard to get one if everybody buys them up and tries to sell them on the secondary market for, quadruple the value. Always be kind and nice to one another, because when you're kind and nice to one another, people will give you cool stuff. And that's a great way to build your collection, because there's always people that are interested in your hobbies that will help you out. So stay tuned for the tutorial on the Storm Shadow recard, and we're going to go ahead and probably get into that video here in just a little bit. So stay tuned.